All right, I've got a huge load of comic books here. One of these books in same grade sold for over $60,000 last year. I got it at a significant discount, but still a lot of money. This is a book you're going to recognize, and it's in pretty good grade. The first book I'm showing is Mad Hatter Comics #2 from OW Comics. It came out in 1946. This is super obscure, cost me $84. By the way, each successive book I'm going to show costs 3 to 6 times more than the one before it. So we're going to go up in value real fast. What a strange book. It says Mad Hatter versus Humpty Dumpty. I had never seen Mad Hatter comics before, and for a cool Golden Age book, spending under $100, I will take that any day. Let's move to a character that is much better known. And Old Keston's going to move up to the Silver Age. This is a great book. It is Fantastic Four, number 57. It has Dr. Doom front and center on this cover. There are very few places that I buy high-grade books that aren't graded by CGC or CBCS, but Heritage, I will do it. So great-looking book. You got Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four all around that as well. And note the Human Torch here. You're going to see him later. We're going to move up a class and we're going to talk about a pre-code horror book. This is book number 3. We're talking about Thing number 11 from Charlton Comics. This book came out in late 1953. It is pre-code horror. Some of you out there like covers and you like really busy covers. This is the one for you. There's so much going on. You have a witch with a cleaver. You have these devil cherub dudes sprinkled throughout the cover. You have a guy who is scared to death. Weird lighting on his face. We'll let that go by. You got a black cat. You have this skeleton who is smoking. I guess if you're already dead, smoking is not going to make your health get any worse. You got the lady in distress, of course. And then the thing that got me to buy this book was this small part of the image right here. You have this kid who is pulling one of those devil cherubs out from hell into the image. Or perhaps it's the other way. You have these devil cherub dudes who are pulling the child into hell. Either way, it got my attention. There's so much to see. Check this book out, Thing number 11 from Charlton Comics. All right, that book is small potatoes compared to the book that I'm going to show. In my humble opinion, it is the best World War II cover that has ever been drawn. And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of great World War II covers. I'm talking about Marvel Mystery Comics number 40 from 1943. So right in the middle of World War II. How best to draw this? Well, if you're Alex Schomburg, what you do is you take the Human Torch and you have him burning through this Nazi Zeppelin, and then you show all this chaos that ensues. You've got planes and tanks and all kinds of other things falling out. Why I think this book is so amazing is that it takes that image of a huge blimp blowing up, and recall the Hindenburg disaster was less than 10 years ago, so that was still very much in people's mind when this is drawn. So I've been going after this book for well over 10 years. As soon as I saw it, I said, this is absolutely amazing. Every time it hit the auction block, my ass was after it. And I kept being the underbidder. And then I saw this book come up on ComicConnect, and it was buy now, and it had it for $5,000. Now, it had been sitting for a bit. There have been some recent sales that had been around that number. And I said, okay, this is sitting here. I have not been able to get it. $5,000 might be a tad too much for this book, but I better pull the trigger and get it. And I did. Now, if you're looking at this, you might say, well, Keston, just from what I see on the video, it looks pretty damn good. Why is it a 2.0? Well, this is one of those books that has quite a few notations. So it's Blue Label, Universal, but it's one of those blue labels that has got some things done to it. So let me read it. First, cover reattached with 2 extra staples. They are added after manufacturing, and there's also tape on the cover and interior. Let me see if I can show you that tape here on the video. But nonetheless, this is a book that is all about the cover, and this main image here looks more like a 4.5 than a 2.0. So, hey, I'm going to take it. I am super happy with this book. All right, now it's time for the big gun, the grand finale. This book in the same grade sold for over $60,000 a year ago, and I picked up this one at a significant discount. In fact, it was such a discount that I didn't think I was going to win. Sometimes when I'm at auctions, I'll see different books that I like, that I want, but I'm like, I'm not quite ready to get this book yet, but I'll put a bid in there to say, hey, if I were to win this book, it would be a steal and I'll take it. This was one of those cases. So this was ComicConnect. I put a bid of $30,500 on this book, expecting that it would sell, the 40 something thousand dollars. And then lo and behold, the countdown ends and I win it. And I was shocked. I thought, oh my gosh, this book in this grade, hey, I will take it. Of course, I had to scramble and I had to sell a bunch of my Good Girl Schomburg books, under copies though, and was able to get it. This is one of the top 4 or 5 Silver Age grails. Can you guess what it is? It is none other than Fantastic Four #1 at a 6.0. Let me comment about a few things. I really like this cover in general, and this is, by the way, the 3rd time that we've seen the Human Torch out of 5 books. Structurally, this book is amazing. If you look at the spine, super tight. The monster's mouth, not a crease in there, super clean. Chipping, small amount of chipping, not noticeable unless you get really close up to the book. The biggest knock against it is that the colors aren't that vibrant, which happens a lot to these Fantastic Four #1. As you can see, the monster's a bit on the lime green side. Some folks like that monster to be a little bit darker green. There's also a little bit of ink spray overflow there too. That doesn't detract too much. Those of you who really know your Silver Age grails know that a 6.0 is not easy to get for Fantastic Four #1. Other folks might think, oh, a 6.0, no big deal. But among Blue Label books, a 6.0 is something like in the 85th percentile of grade. So as you go above about a 4.0, it gets harder and harder and harder to get these high grades. If you think this is a big book, check out this video where I open an even bigger book up. It's Golden Age, high grade, super rare, super cool cover. Check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you around real soon.